Battle of the Shows Night 1 of 2022 event by Colton Dennis. Hello everyone and welcome to the Battle of the Shows, where tonight both shows ADW and JDW will have their wrestlers compete against each other. And I can't wait, said announcer number 1. Me neither. Who knows what's gonna happen tonight, said announcer number 2. Both Ann Dennis and James Dennis appear backstage. Well sister, good luck tonight, said James. James, I don't need luck, because of what your wrestlers did on my show. Tonight, you're in my playground. You're the one that needs the good luck, brother, said Ann, walking away. James is smiling. Bell dings. This match is scheduled for one fall, and is a show versus show tag team match. Now the first team to eliminate both members of their opponents will be the winners. Introducing the challengers first, representing ADW Hatred Slam, Camille and Elastic. And their opponents, representing JDW Blood Rumble, Knockout and Ivory, said announce number 3. Bell dings. Both Elastic and Ivory lock up. Elastic puts Ivory into a headlock. Ivory bounces Elastic off of the ropes, then gets shoulder tackled. Elastic bounces off of the ropes, then jumps over Ivory. Ivory goes to hip toss Elastic. Elastic blocks, jumps over, then hip tosses Ivory. Ivory groans. Elastic grabs Ivory, then whips her into the corner. Ivory groans. Elastic approaches Ivory. Ivory kicks Elastic's stomach, punches Camille, then turns around. Elastic does a back body drop. Ivory groans. Elastic holds out her left hand. Camille tags Elastic's left hand, goes through the bottom rope, then grabs Ivory's right leg. Ivory is struggling, then tries reaching for knockout. Camille pulls onto Ivory's right leg, then does an elbow drop onto her back. Ivory groans. Camille stands up, then looks at Knockout. Oh, so close. Boo hoo hoo, said Camille laughing, turns around, then picks up Ivory. Ivory moves Camille's arms, lifts her up, then slams her onto the mat. Come on Ivory. Come on, said Knockout, holding out her right arm. Ivory tags Knockout's right hand. Knockout goes through the middle rope, clotheslines Camille, knocks Elastic off of the ledge of the ring, turns around, then dropkicks Camille. Camille lands onto the mat. Knockout covers Camille. 1, 2. Camille kicks out. 2, said referee number 1. Knockout picks Camille up, kicks her in her stomach, sets her up for a suplex, then lifts her up. Elastic pushes Camille down. Knockout turns around. Elastic kicks Knockout's stomach, then bounces off of the ropes. Knockout knees Elastic into the ropes, sets her up, then does a sit-out suplex onto her. And quat. Total knockout and quat connects, said announcer number 2. But on the wrong legal person thought, said announcer number 1. Knockout turns around. Camille knees Knockout's stomach. Knockout groans. Camille bounces Knockout off of the ropes, then bends over. Ivory tags Knockout's right shoulder. Knockout does a sunset flip onto Camille. Camille drops to her knees, then wraps her right arm around Knockout's right leg. Ivory goes through the middle rope. Camille looks up at Ivory. Ivory runs, then does Shining Wizard onto Camille. Camille falls onto the mat. Ivory rolls Camille onto her back, then covers her. 1, 2, 3, said referee number 1. Camille has been eliminated, said announcer number 3. Elastic looks inside of the ring. Both Ivory and Knockout are staring at Elastic. Elastic is in a 2-on-1 now, said announcer number 1. If she gets pinned, Blood Rumble takes the first victory, said announcer number 2. Elastic slides into the ring, runs, then continuously rams Ivory onto the corner. Ivory continuously groaning. Elastic kicking Ivory's right side. Ivory continues groaning. Elastic whips Ivory, stops, then pulls her back into the corner. Ivory goes face first into the corner, groans, then walks backwards out of it. Elastic wraps her arms around Ivory, then does a back suplex onto her. Ivory groans. Elastic covers Ivory. 1, 2. Knockout, kicks Elastic's head. 2, said referee. Number 1. Elastic stands up, picks Ivory up, then whips her. Ivory goes into the corner. Elastic looks at Knockout, then runs at Ivory. Ivory boots Elastic. Elastic groans, then leans against the ropes. Ivory jumps onto the second rope, grabs Elastic's head, leap off, then goes for a tornado DDT. Elastic throws Ivory. Ivory lands face first onto the mat, then groans. Elastic waves at Ivory. Ivory slowly standing up. Elastic does a steep up enziguri onto Ivory, stands up, runs, then knocks Knockout off of the ledge of the ring. Knockout lands onto the floor. Smart idea by Elastic. Getting rid of one of her opponents, said announce number 1. Elastic approaches Ivory, then locks in. Abdominal stretch into her. Ivory is screaming in pain. Elastic tightens the submission. Looks like Elastic will be eliminating Ivory. Knockout slides into the ring, then boots Elastic in the left side of her head. Elastic breaks the submission, then falls onto the mat. Knockout grabs Ivory's left arm, pulls her towards their corner, then starts going through the middle rope. Elastic stands, runs, then knees Knockout. Knockout lands onto the floor. Elastic holds her face. Ivory rolls. Elastic up. 1, 2. Elastic kicks out. 2, said referee number 1. Elastic stands up, then kicks Ivory's stomach. Ivory groans. Elastic kicks Ivory's chest. Ivory stands up, falls into the ropes, then groans. Elastic runs, then bounces off the ropes on the opposite side of the ring. Knockout quickly climbs onto the ledge of the ring, then tags Ivory's back. Elastic runs, then knocks out off of the ledge of the ring again. Ivory rolls Elastic up. Elastic kicks out, then stands up. Ivory goes to punch Elastic. Elastic blocks, knees Ivory's stomach, then locks in the abdominal stretch again. Ivory is screaming, then taps out. Ivory's tapping out. But she's not the legal person, said announcer number 1. Elastic lets go of Ivory. Why ain't she eliminated? Announce it. Ivory's been eliminated, said Elastic. Knockout rolls into the ring. Elastic turns around, runs at Knockout, then goes to clothesline her. Knockout ducks. Elastic turns around. Knockout kicks Elastic's stomach, sets her up for a suplex, lift her, then does a sit-out suplex onto her. There it is again, said announcer number 2. Knockout covers Elastic. 1, 2, 3. Ring the bell, said referee number 1. Bell dings. Here's your winners, Ivory and Knockout. Team Blood Rumble, said announcer number 3. Both Ivory and Knockout raise their arms, then hug each other. Well, Blood Rumble gets the first victory tonight. Congratulations! But up next, folks, we have another elimination match. Team Blood Rumble versus Team Hatred Slam, said announce number 1. Bell dings. This match is scheduled for one fall and is an 8-man elimination match. Introducing the challengers first, representing ADW Hatred Slam, the Stalker, the Cataclysm, Puppeteer and the Clam. and their opponents, representing JDW, Blood Rumble, The Goon, Sergeant, the US Continental Champion Chaos, and the Galaxy Champion, Heckler, said announcer number 3. Beldings. Both Chaos and the Cataclysm are walking around the ring. Then lockup. The Cataclysm pushes Chaos into the corner. Chaos raises his hands. The Cataclysm raises his hands, then walks backwards. Both Chaos and the Cataclysm are walking around ring again. Chaos tags the Goon's left arm, then rolls underneath ropes. The Goon is looking at Chaos, then turns around. The Cataclysm grabs the Goon, then throws him over the top rope. The Goon lands onto the mat, then groans. The Cataclysm picks the Goon up, then bounces his head off of the top turnbuckle. The Goon groans. The Cataclysm tags the Clam's right hand. The Clam goes through the middle rope, then starts kicking the Goon. The Goon is groaning, then slides down the corner. The Clam runs, bounces off of the ropes, then does a corner dropkick onto the Goon. The Goon groans, then rolls out of corner. The Clam covers the Goon. 1, 2. The Goon kicks out. 2, said referee number 2. The Clam nods his head. Puppeteer. The Cataclysm and the Stalker get into the ring. They run, then hit Heckler, Chaos and Sergeant off of the ledge of the ring. The Clam locks a cattle mutilation submission onto the Goon. The Goon is struggling, then tries reaching for the bottom rope with his legs. The Clam tightens the submission hold. The Goon nods his head. Referee number 2 waves. The Goon have been eliminated, said announcer number 2. One's down, said announcer number 2. Now to eliminate the others, said announcer number 1. Heckler slides into the ring, kicks the Clam's stomach, then does a snapmare driver onto him. And quat, not heckling and quat, connects, said announcer number 2. Heckler covers the Clam. 1, 2. Heckler's leg gets pulled. 2, said referee number 2. Heckler looks outside of the ring. The Stalker appears. Heckler rolls outside of the ring. The Stalker starts running. Puppeteer jumps off of the ledge of the ring, then does a crossbody onto Heckler. Heckler groans. The Stalker climbs onto the ledge of the ring, reaches into the ring, then tags the Clam's head. Throw him in, said the Stalker. Puppeteer picks Heckler up, then throws him into the ring. Heckler rolling, stops, then slowly stands up. The Stalker runs, then does a running stow onto Heckler. Heckler groans. And quat, Saint Oh no and quat, connects, said announce number 2. The Stalker rolls Heckler onto his back, then covers him. 1, 2. Heckler kicks out. 2, said referee number 2. The Stalker looks shocked, said announcer number 2. Well, he should be. He just nailed him move onto Heckler. And it didn't work, said announcer number 1. The Stalker stands up, then waves at Heckler again. Get up, said the Stalker. Heckler is slowly moving. The Stalker runs at Heckler. Sergeant rams himself into the Stalker. The Stalker groans. Puppeteer slides into the ring, then runs at Sergeant. Sergeant lifts Puppeteer over the top rope. Puppeteer lands onto the floor. The Cataclysm runs, then clotheslines himself and Sergeant over the top rope. The Clam appears on the top turnbuckle, jumps off, then goes for a body splash onto Heckler. Heckler raises his knee. The Clam lands onto Heckler's knees. He groans, then rolls outside of the ring. Heckler slowly stands up. The Stalker pulls himself up with the ropes, turns around, then goes to clothesline Heckler. Heckler ducks, then kicks the Stalker's stomach. The Stalker groans. Heckler sets the Stalker up for a snapmare driver. Puppeteer slides into the ring. Chaos rolls into the ring holding a kendo stick. Puppeteer quickly rolls underneath the ropes. Hey, you can't use that, said referee number 2. Heckler looks at Chaos then lifts his right leg. The stalker pushes Heckler. Heckler staggers forward then turns around. The stalker kicks Heckler in his testicles. Heckler groans. The stalker rolls up Heckler. The cataclysm pulls Chaos underneath the ropes. Referee number 2 sees the stalker laying on top of Heckler. 1, 2, 3, said referee number 2. Heckler has been eliminated, said announcer number 3. Blood Rumble only has 2 left, said announcer number 2. While Hatred Slam has all 4, said announce number 1. The stalker raises his arms. I eliminated their champion. I did it. Me, myself and I, no one else but me, said the stalker turning around. Sergeant kicks the stalker's stomach, sets him up, does gut wrench. Powerbomb then covers him. 1, 2, 3, said referee number 2. The stalker has been eliminated, said announcer number 3. That's what happens when you gloat, said announcer number 2. And all 3 of his partners didn't even move an inch to break up the pinfall, said announcer number 1. The cataclysm punches Sergeant. Sergeant groans. The cataclysm lifts Sergeant, then slams him onto the mat. Sergeant groans. The cataclysm runs, bounces off ropes, then goes for a body splash. Sergeant moves. The cataclysm lands face first onto the mat, then groans. Chaos holds out his right hand. Come on, said Chaos. Puppeteer grabs Chaos's left leg, then pulls him off of the ledge of the ring. Chaos lands onto the floor. The groans. Sergeant gets to his corner, then sees Chaos laying on the floor. The cataclysm stands up, then runs at Sergeant. Sergeant moves. The cataclysm goes face first into corner. Sergeant rolls up the cataclysm. 1, 2. The cataclysm kicks out. 2, said referee number 2. Sergeant stands up. The cataclysm lifts Sergeant onto his right shoulder, then does a power slam. Both men are down, said announcer number 2. First one to their feet will have the momentum, said announcer number 1. The cataclysm stands up, picks Sergeant up, lifts him onto his right shoulder, does another power slam onto him, then covers him. 1, 2. Chaos lands onto the cataclysm. 2, said referee number 2. The cataclysm stands up, grabs Chaos, picks him up, lifts him onto his right shoulder, then does a power slam onto him. Chaos groans, then rolls outside of the ring. That's what you get, said the cataclysm turning around. Sees Sergeant laying in the middle of the ring, bounces off of the ropes, then does a body splash onto him. Sergeant groans. The cataclysm stands up, runs, then bounces off of the ropes again. Chaos grabs the cataclysm's left leg. The cataclysm shaking his left leg. Both Puppeteer and the Clam get into the ring. Chaos lets go of the cataclysm's left leg. The cataclysm sticks his torso through the middle rope. Chaos swings the kendo stick. The kendo stick hits the cataclysm's head, then breaks in half. The cataclysm groans, then turns around. Sergeant kicks the cataclysm's stomach, sets him up, does gut-wrench powerbomb onto him, then rolls towards his corner. Chaos climbs up the turnbuckle, jumps off, does a headbutt onto the cataclysm, then covers him. Both Puppeteer and the Clam go through the middle rope. Referee number 2 sees Chaos on top of the cataclysm. 1, 2, 3, said referee number 2. The cataclysm has been eliminated, said announcer number 3. It's a fair fight again, said announcer number 2. The clam goes through the middle rope, then runs at Chaos. Chaos pulls down the top rope. The clam goes over the top rope, lands onto the floor, groans, then holds his right foot. That's the foot the stalker injured, said announcer number 2. Puppeteer goes through the middle rope, runs up behind Chaos, bounces him off of the ropes, then rolls him up. 1, 2. Chaos kicks out. 2, said referee number 2. Puppeteer stands up, then turns around. Chaos clotheslines Puppeteer hard. Puppeteer groans. Chaos looks, then sees the clam standing up. Sergeant, said Chaos. Sergeant appears on the ledge of the ring, then tags Chaos's left hand. Chaos slingshots himself over the top rope, then lands onto the clam. Sergeant goes through the middle rope. Puppeteer slowly stands up. Sergeant kicks Puppeteer's stomach, sets him up, does a gut wrench powerbomb onto him, then covers him. 1, 2, 3, said referee number 2. Puppeteer has been eliminated, said announcer number 3. 1 left, said announcer number 2. Chaos picks up the clam, then throws him into the ring. The clam stops rolling. Sergeant picks the clam up, sets him up for a gut wrench powerbomb, then lifts him. The clam lands onto his feet behind Sergeant, then leans against the ropes. Sergeant runs at the clam. The clam lifts Sergeant over the top rope. Sergeant lands onto the floor. Chaos pulls out another kendo stick. The clam continues leaning against the ropes. 3, 4. Chaos slides into the ring, then raises the kendo stick. The clam turns around. Chaos swings the kendo stick. The kendo stick hits the clam's right leg. The clam falls onto the mat, then screams. Chaos continuously swinging the kendo stick. Referee number 2 turns around, then sees Chaos swinging the kendo stick. Hey, stop that. Get off him, said referee number 2, pulling Chaos off of the clam. Chaos has been eliminated, said announcer number 2. Chaos drops the kendo stick. What do you mean? Damn it, said Chaos, punching referee number 2. Referee number 2 falls onto the mat. Chaos rolls outside of the ring, then walks up the ramp. This match has gotten out of hand now, said announcer number 2. I agree with you there, said announcer number 1. Sergeant rolls into the ring, picks the clam up, sets him up, does a gut wrench powerbomb onto him, then covers him. The crowd chants, and quat. 1, 2, 3, and quat. Sergeant looks, then sees referee number 2 laying on the mat, then sighs. Referee number 1 runs down the ramp, then slides into the ring. Sergeant covers the clam. 1, 2. The clam kicks out. 2, said referee number 1. What? No way. That was a 3 count. No way he kicked out of that, said Sergeant. It was a 2 count, said referee number 1. Sergeant groans, then punches referee number 1. Referee number 1 falls onto the mat. Sergeant looks at the clam, then rolls outside of the ring. Where's Sergeant going? Asked announcer number 1. Sergeant grabs a steel chair, then smiles. I think you got your answer, said announcer number 2. Sergeant slides into the ring, then bangs the steel chair onto the mat. The clam is slowly standing up. Sergeant goes to swing the steel chair. A second steel chair hits Sergeant's head. Sergeant falls onto the mat. Barrage appears holding a steel chair. Barrage, said announcer number 1. Sergeant groans, then is slowly moving. Barrage drops his steel chair. Sergeant stands up, then turns around. Barrage runs, does a jumping leg lariat onto Sergeant, grabs the clam's right arm, lays it over Sergeant, then goes through the middle rope. Referee number 2 sees the clam laying on top of Sergeant, then slowly crawls. 1, 2, 3, said referee number 2. Bell dings. Here's your winners: Puppeteer, the Cataclysm, the Clam, and the Stalker. Team Hatred Slam, said announce number 3. And we thought Team Blood Rumble was gonna win, said announce number 2. Well, it seemed like that. But in the end, Team Hatred Slam came out with the victory, said announce number 1. Unbelievable, said announcer number 2. Well folks, the first night of Battle of the Shows comes to a close. But don't forget to watch us on night 2. Who knows what's gonna happen? Be safe out there and good night, said announcer number 1. Bye bye, said announcer number 2, waving. The end.